All right, hello everybody, and welcome back to Battle of Africa Week 2. This is going to be VNA versus AM. Both teams are 1-0, with VNA narrowly edging out SY in Week 1, 3-2, and AM winning decisively against China A as well. So both these teams looking to go 2-0, and they will be playing on the weirdest, craziest map of all time, not Socotra. Unfortunately, I don't have like the Civ settings or map picks and bans or anything like that, so we're just going to cast these recs. We'll see what we can see, but just know that throughout this series there are no repeats of civilizations or maps. Yeah, not Socotra. So, without further ado, let's introduce the teams here. Spawning in the, I guess, north flank for Team AM, we have MBL as the gray Aztecs. We have in the pocket Hearttt as the yellow Khmer. And in the south of the map, we have Lierrey as the green Saracens. Now, for Team VNA, we have ACCM spawning in the south flank as the purple Mongols. Pocket will be VNS Cool as the red Britons. And finally, we have BacT as the orange Malay in the north flank. Burmese banned again? Well, Screwnut, I would love to know that. I would assume so, but I don't have that information. So yeah, let's take a look at this map and the civs real quick. Map, not Socotra, if you've seen it before. Tons of trees at the edge of the map. Huge forest. Puts these players in a very small, confined map. You start with only 20 stone instead of your normal 200, and there is 0 stone to be mined whatsoever. There is a fair amount of gold, also usually some big hills in the middle, and there are also some scattered forests throughout the middle of the map. These scattered forests do make it pretty easy to get an early team wall, and you do have a ton of gold. So you don't really need to establish trade quickly or anything, but since these players are so confined, it is very likely and common to see trushes anyway. You just buy stone, and it's really expensive, but trushing is that good on this map. We'll see if anyone chooses to go for that, or if they just go for normal feudal aggression as you might expect. But let's look at the players here. We have ACCM Mongol flank, Lierrey Saracen flank. I think Mongols will definitely have the edge in the early game, generally speaking, because of their hunt bonus, and this map has a ton of hunt. You have, I believe, 0 goats, but you have 3 zebra and 3 ostrich, as well as 2 elephants, which is just so much hunt you can gather. However, Saracens may be the strongest civilization in general on this map. Saracens are so good on this map because, well, if trushing is the best strategy by far, so much so that you're, tempted to just buy the stone, well, what civilization's better at buying stone than the Saracens? So their market bonus actually makes them a top-tier trush civilization on this map. That's definitely why Lierrey's going for it. And we will likely be seeing that against whatever ACCM decides to do, but likely scouts. So we'll see how that pans out. Meanwhile, Aztecs for MBL against the Malay of BacT. I think this is a pretty lopsided matchup in favor of the Aztecs, who can get those early militia out. The Malay tend to go for archers in the mid-game, and the Aztecs go for eagle warriors usually in the mid-game. And then in the late game, Malay don't do anything useful against Aztecs. They can try to spam karambits, those die to jaguars. They can try to spam two-handed swordsmen, also die to jaguar warriors. They can spam arbalests, those die to the Aztec skirmishers with their extra range and damage. Aztecs have better siege. It's just not great for the Malay versus the Aztecs. But we'll see if the game even makes it that long. Usually you don't see games last past early imp on this map. And then Khmer Pocket. Khmer seem kind of like a throwaway civilization on this map. Pocket is definitely where you want the Khmer, since you can go for those scouts and then into elephants and stuff, and Hearttt will be the first player to click up, followed closely by ACCM. But yeah, I mean, you can go for knights, you can go for elephants, scorpions, I guess. But, you in this Civ, like, draft setting format thing, you will end up seeing all but one civilization picked for both teams. So, yeah. You gotta use Khmer at some point, right? Might as well use them now. And versus Britain's Pocket. I mean, Britons are going to be much stronger in the early game, and through like mid-castlage, though Khmer will have the better post-imp. But this won't really go to post-imp, most likely. And, yeah, Granus Tyrant won. It was a really, really, really close last game, though. Yeah, so welcome everyone who's tuning in just now, or a couple of you who are just now joining us. This is now VNA versus AM. And I don't really have much information in terms of like the Civ settings or map settings, so we're just kind of going with it. Though interestingly, we will not be seeing scouts from ACCM, it will instead be the old men-at-arm play, which is certainly viable as the Mongols, especially when you have this much hunt. Again, you have 6 equivalent of deer and 2 elephants, which have 60 more food on them each than boar. Sorry, I tried to take a sip of water, and I spilled some on myself like a doofus. But we now have Lierrey hitting the Feudal Age, and actually going for double ranges, so it will not be a trush here for him. Maybe he was too afraid to trush the Mongols, because Mongols actually might be the other best civilization on this map, and we already have a 2-0 kill death for ACCM. Draw! I got up to 10 people now. Hello, everybody. I'm pretty sure I'm, like, one of the only people casting this series right now, so... yeah. Aren't both Suomi and Brazil out? No, they are both still in. The format of this tournament is such that you need to lose 3 best-of-5s to get knocked out, and both of those teams are 1-1 currently. Tyrant is 2-0, Nabs is 0-2, and then both of the Chinese teams are 0-1, and then AM and the other team, the last team. I can't think of it off the top of my head for some reason. But they're also 1-0. Nah, Granus. Let's see here. So, archers are coming out here for Lierrey. Yeah, I'm sorry about that, Flu Screw Nut. But cool will have the archer production advantage. Obviously, Britain archery ranges are going to be working 20% faster, and of course this hill will be beneficial as well. MBL going for a wall. We do very commonly see team walls on this map, just because it's really small and you can get the team wall off with relative ease. No idea why MBL went for this wall. Like, why do this when you have the house here, just do that. Just do that. That's a weird one. Looks like a potential scuffle here in the middle. Ooh, a villager is being taken out for Lierrey, who's having a, I guess, not that bad a start. That was his first villager loss. Archer fight now going in, but it is pretty much a 2v1, as BacT really can't engage with his own scouts. Going for the scouts as melee is always a little weird to me, just because your scouts have absolutely no longevity. Not able to get bloodlines. You don't really want the stable infrastructure in the Castle Age, you want the archer infrastructure. But regardless, due to being melee, BacT will have a nice 1 villager lead, essentially. And Lierrey's down a villager, but other than that, everyone else pretty much at the same villager count. Things seem pretty even thus far. Let's see. What is MBL doing? I think he's just going for archers. No fletching up, just now getting the blacksmith in. Archer's going in there. ACCM getting coinage. Is he just slinging? That would be so lame if he just slings, because, yeah, ACCM has no follow-up after his men-at-arms. Other than, you know, walling and getting a market and coinage. So yeah, we will be seeing a sling out from ACCM. Mongols, definitely not as good as they may seem in the late game, because you have no stone on this map for Mangudai production. So, I mean, I guess if you're going to sling with any of these civilizations, it might as well be the Mongols. We'll be seeing a sling... Ooh, oh, so these are just the men-at-arms for ACCM. Will we see a sling out for Team AM? Doesn't appear so, thankfully. And here they are. Hello. Scouts and archers in the base of ACCM here. So, sorry, had to have a little more coffee. Yeah, Lierrey just with a ton of archers. Cool. You know, he has the archer production advantage, but if ACCM's slinging, then they're just not going to have that much military. And as far as feudal age goes, like, there's only so much production you can have. Now my question is, where is MBL? What is he doing? I have no idea. Oh, here he is. Trying to get in to the side here into BacT space, but, well, yeah, houses. But, oh man, this is actually a legit, no-joke benefit of the Saracen team bonus right now. You're doing extra damage to that palisade wall, and this is literally the best application of that bonus, and these archers are going to be able to get in. BacT going with the gate there. Having to buy it, I guess. Yeah, he has a market. But yeah, I mean, that house is going to fall quickly. Saracen team bonus OP, please nerf everybody. Get hyped. Yeah, like normally, like, quick walls are super good against archers because they take forever to kill buildings, but... Okay, this is actually awesome. This is a legitimate, honest-to-goodness application of the Saracen team bonus. Oh wow, like, BacT just can't wall. He's just gonna lose another villager here. Oh man, their team Vietnam is in such a bad position because on the south side, ranges for cooler coming down. This is looking to be a real fast game number one here. No wall here as well. Saracen team bonus is good. I mean, it's not the worst team bonus in the game, but it's certainly not, I would say, a top 10, not even top 15 team bonus. Yeah, obviously, Spirit of the Law fanboys, you know, laugh at the Saracen team bonus, but I still don't think it's a top 15 team bonus in most situations. But this is one of those situations, and, well... Welcome to the world of Saracen team bonus, BacT. Hope you enjoy your stay. He will be making those cheap Malay battle elephants, which should clean up archers relatively easily, but he's already lost so much, lost so many villagers. Right now, Cool is losing just archery range infrastructure, and this game looks all but over already. There's more and more archers flooding through. Hearttt halfway up to Castle Age. Archers again for MBL. And even MBL clicking up to the Castle Age. Real rough position if you are Team Vietnam. However, Cool does appear to be full-walled here with houses, so no real easy way to get through on that side, and archers should all be getting cleaned up somewhere. Nope! Oh my god, this is so sloppy from Team Vietnam! They need to have communication as to where those archers are going, because the elephants aren't going to catch up to them anytime soon. Cool losing 3 villagers for free. He has 3 kills and 24 deaths this game! Oh god! This is so bad for Vietnam. Obviously, the archers are going to be slightly faster than the battle elephants. MBL knows that all these archers are going to die eventually, just going to try and get as many villagers as possible. Actually, he shouldn't try to snipe the elephants, go for the villagers. You're not going to snipe any elephants. the jukes! And, you know, MBL did get 2 more villagers right there. Cooldown to 26 villagers, BacT only at 33. And they're just going to call the GG right there. And now that's gonna be a very fast game number 1. BacT? Hello? Paging Mr. BacT? There we go. So that'll be game number 1. Oh, yeah. Since the replays are downloaded from Heartt's perspective, I got the little victory music when his team won. Well, that's a quickie. Update the scoreboard. Juan. And look at the download for game number 2. But I will take another quick 30 second to a minute long break, because I need to go grab a quick handful of nuts or something. Yeah, again, since these matches were just played a couple hours ago, I just have to go to the players' profiles and download the matches that way. Like, individually. This one's from Lierrey's perspective, for no particular reason. Anyway, again, thank you to everyone who's tuning in. I will be taking a quick, I don't know, maybe this one will be like a minute to 2 minutes, because I've been streaming for 5 hours now, and I've only been taking like a minute-long break. So I'm going to put on a little bit of music, just so I can grab like a quick bite to eat. Then I'll be getting into game number 2 shortly thereafter. Hello. I'm back. Thank you all for hanging around. Yeah, after this series is done, I'll probably take a bit of a longer break. Just so I can get some, like, a more substantial meal before I cast the last series of the day. Gotta be healthy, at least as much as I can. Where the heck is this freaking thing on OBS? There we go. Now that I'm done being an idiot, let us jump. Like, I have 8 people when I leave. I have 8 people when I come back, and then once I come back, 2 people leave. Classic. They were just down for the stream before, and then they wanted to hear Snoop Dogg and Dre, and then they were just done. But this should be game number 2 between what's AM and VNA. There we go. Oh. For some reason, maybe there was a restore or something, but we are starting a little ways into the game, about 8 minutes. Again, these are recordings, and I'm not quite sure the exact terms in which, like all the Civ settings were done, or map settings. So we're going to have to do a little bit of guesswork in catching up with this game. But I'll introduce the players regardless. So, spawning here on the left flank for Team AM, we have Lierrey as the green Mayans. Pocket will be Hearttt as the yellow Huns. And right flank will be MBL as the gray Malians. So right off the bat, I am sensing 3 incredibly powerful Arabia civilizations from these AM players. Their opponents losing game 1 in a pretty quick and decisive fashion. We have saymyname, or Cool, as the blue Indians. ACCM as the purple Italians. And finally, we have BacT as the orange Berbers. Oh, I heard something. Oh, here it is. So, first thing to note, Cool was subbed out for saymyname, or Yellow. And that might be a good idea, because Cool didn't really play that well last game, to be honest. Kind of got wrecked. So we'll see if saymyname can support his team a bit better. But regardless, let's take a look at these Civ matchups here. 2 ranges coming down for Lierrey. Just good old feudal aggression. So, Mayans versus Berbers, I would have to actually give this to Mayans in the, at least up until post-Imperial Age. Like, in post-Imperial Age, Mayans can't really do a lot against Berbers. With their, like, Cavaliers and Genitours. Like, Cavalier plus Genitor sounds pretty, like, not counterable for Mayans. Could win this series with no losses. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a possibility. I think that, AM is the best team in this tournament. And I think that Tyrant is the second best team in this tournament. And it was such a close win from VNA versus Psy that I think that there's actually like a pretty significant skill difference between AM and VNA. And VNA is like a really good team. Like, they beat Psy. Like, you consider the best Chinese team. Like, these guys are good. That's just, like, that just goes to show how good AM is. But, yeah. Definitely, Berbers in the post-imp, but I think before that, Mayans just are a lot faster of a civilization. Meanwhile, we have Indians for saymyname and Malians for MBL, who has no farms. Why doesn't MBL have any farms? Am I missing something? He's down a couple villagers, but he didn't lose anything. I don't know. That's weird. But archers for both of these players. I would definitely give Malians the edge in the archer v archer battle against the Indians, because they do have that cheaper wood cost for building bonus, as well as the free gold mining upgrade. just definitely gives them the edge in this early to mid game. And I think, like, as far as the mid game goes, I do think that Malians are going to be just a bit faster than the Indians. And then as far as post-imp goes, Indians should have the Malians beat pretty soundly. Imperial Camels aren't really easily countered by the Malians at all. Like, I think Imperial Camels actually just destroy Malians. So we'll see if the game gets there, though. And then as far as flanks goes, Italians, or pockets rather, pocket Italians were ACCM versus Hun pocket. I think both of these are perfectly solid pocket civilizations. I'd have to give a slight edge to the Huns in the early to mid game, but once the late game comes out, if you guys remember that awesome Arabia game earlier between Tyrant and Finland, there was a, Doubt was playing the Italians, and that was against the Indians, and pretty much for the same reason, I think Italians destroy the Huns even more, because Huns have so few options in the late game that aren't cavalry. In fact, I'd say they have no good options that aren't cavalry. They have siege rams, but they don't have siege engineers, so they're, somewhat lackluster. Ooh, it looks like a villager pick here for BacT. Yep. So that's nice for him. But, yeah, like, can't really do anything against Italians in the late game if you are the Huns. What is going for the Huns, in my opinion, in this situation is that ACCM is already going into Knights because he's pocket, and that's just what pocket players do, is go Knights, because they're fast and powerful. Yeah, I think... Well, BacT is pretty weak on this side. He could lose a villager here if he isn't careful. So yeah, I definitely, I think you mean very confusing civ dynamic. But yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting, I think. Tons of scouts coming in here for Hearttt. Obviously, Hun's a faster civilization than the Italians, generally speaking. And as far as, like, the mid-game goes, Huns should definitely have an edge on the Italians, in my opinion. Just because they have a, faster working stables, great economy bonus. Gonna be able to pick off some villagers here as well. No upgrades on the scouts for Hearttt, interestingly enough. MBL with a +1 attack, same as saymyname. No, actually, no fletching in yet. Saymyname, what you doing, my man? He doesn't even have a blacksmith. Oh, this is his blacksmith, duh. But, oh no, it just got denied. This is so bad for him. Now scouts are coming in. There's only one spearman to defend all of those villagers from these scouts. This is such a bad start here for saymyname, just getting wrecked in the double team. Meanwhile, Lierrey's holding his own in the 2v1. Yeah, ACCM has a ton of scouts here, and they do have bloodlines, but this is a reasonable amount of archers and a couple spearmen on top of it. Lierrey might not win this fight, but he will still trade pretty well overall, especially since he's 2v1. This is already a pretty bad start here for VNA. And Lierrey might not even lose this. Yeah, there's only 2 scouts left. However, BacT will at least be the first player up to the Castle Age. Again, Italians have that cheaper age up. Though Hearttt will be not too far behind him, and Lierrey not too far behind that. And wow, that is a very fast Castle Age for a Mayan player. That's actually impressive. Because Mayans do have about 9% slower working farmers, so usually they're a little slower to get to the Castle Age. Actually, that's a ton of farms seeded before Horse Collar, but oh well. But yeah, that's going to be interesting. Double stable coming in here for BacT, so we will be going for those cheap Berber Knights.
Shot it.
And the Knight versus Crossbowman matchup is definitely one of the most classic and dynamic matchups as far as, like, unit battles go, I guess. But, it really comes down to positioning, comes down to micro. for both sides, essentially. So I wouldn't say that's like, oh, archers or crossbowmen are good against knights, or knights are good against crossbowmen. It comes down to the situation. Maybe a villager getting picked off here? No, she'll be safe. And why do the Mayans have slower working farmers? So it's not a bug, but because Mayans have longer lasting resources, they have to be given slower farmers to compensate because their farms last longer, essentially. And the developers didn't want to give Mayans that bonus. So to compensate for having their farms last longer, because, you know, Mayan bonus, they slowed down the farm collection rate. So yeah, the resources last 15% longer, but their farmers work about 9% slower. And you can't change that, unfortunately. Like, even after handcart, they're still slower. But Mayans as a civilization are not really reliant on food, so it's not usually that big a deal. But BacT is up to the Castle Age. Does have knights starting to stream out. They're definitely going to have to fall back in the short run. Looks like a forward siege workshop as well. Double town center from Lierrey, and Lierrey's just playing this like he is totally in the driver's seat. Lierrey's playing this like he knows that he's a better player than BacT, going for a very greedy, quick 3 TCs, even only building the TCs with like 1 villager here, and I don't know, it's like 6 there's normal, but still. Here come the knights, and they're pretty well upgraded. +2 defense, bloodlines, and +1 attack done already. And if Lierrey's not careful, he can start losing some villagers to this mangonel. Splat. We'll likely lose a villager, but that's it. Oh, never mind. We'll be losing just 1 villager. Maybe? Oh, you know, the mangonel tried so hard, came so far, and oh, this is such a bad fight for BacT. He's only engaging with 2 of his knights, going to be losing 2 knights for free. 1 knight for free. I lied. But down at the south side, Saymayname's just been having such a rough time all game. 11 to 20 kill deaths. Still having crossbowmen in his base from MBL, who is up to the Castle Age. 3rd town center on the way. He's doing... Wait, is that 4th town center? Yeah. 4th town center on the way for MBL. AM is playing this like they are, like, just by far the better players than VNA. Like, they're playing this so greedy. Like, so cocky, almost. But you know what? It's working out for them so far. Meanwhile, we have Hearttt here. Only 2 town centers. Heartt's being the one player who's like, alright guys, we can't just build all the town centers with no units or upgrades. It's actually a bug, the Mayan farmers. I thought it was a purposeful design thing. Well, I know, like, the reason that their farmers are slower, like, that's still, like, that's definitely, like, how it works. I just thought it was intentional. But now we have some camels out for BacT. Obviously, Berbers just destroy Huns. You know, one of the reasons that Huns are considered a worse civ overall is just because new civilizations like the Italians and the Berbers have been added, which both are just fantastic against Huns. Indians as well. Actually, all 3 civilizations for Team VNA are just like 3 just anti-Hun civilizations. Yeah, there was that one guy who did like the really detailed post on farming rates. Like, he did a ton of effort into that. So yeah, Grass, you can pull it up. I am willing to admit when I am wrong in the, you know, pursuit of learning new things. I certainly don't claim to know everything about this game. And oh my god. Poor Saymyname, man. He's just not having a good time. He's trying to run away with some villagers here. But, oh god. They're all gonna get cleaned up. MBL just doesn't have a care in the world. He is on 4 town centers. Don't admit to anything. I was innocent! Ton of crossmen here. Ooh, 1 knight here from Hearttt. Will the conversion get to come off before No, oh my god, he's gonna lose the monk too. Actually, neither player paying attention, that's a little awkward. But, I think there is enough crossover here for Lierrey to deal with all of these knights, so long as Hearttt is there to help. So long as Hearttt is there to help out his friend and teammate. And yeah, things are just looking insanely good for, AM at the moment. MBL, I gotta be a little careful, man. Notice? There you go. Gonna lose 2 villagers in exchange for 2 crossbowmen, which is honestly worth it if you're MBL at this point, on 4 town centers. Whereas saymyname is only on the 1, I think. Yeah. Yeah, I'll check that out, Granis. See, Lierrey on his 3 town centers, able to be getting up a relatively strong economy, and this game is... I don't want to say it's already over, but it's already over. BacT is on 2 town centers. Oh, I missed this somehow. How'd these guys even get in? I guess here? Yeah, I mean, as far as, like, bonuses that stretch the 1999 game's technical boundaries, that one's probably the hardest. What are some other hard ones? Oh, the Slav farm bonus for the exact same reason. Well, almost the exact same reason. The Slav farm bonus is definitely going to be one of the hardest to code in the entire game. And that's why it was bugged for so long, of course. Any other ones I can think of? Yeah, that's probably it. Most bonuses are either, like, you're doing something faster, something is stronger, there's some sort of, like, cost reduction. But those bonuses are, definitely, yeah. Well, yeah, obviously, the Slav farming bonus was scripted in 2011, 2012? But, oh my god, so many knights here for BacT, and he does have a ton of knights. He has 35 military, but the problem is, let's just take a quick look at the villager counts this game. 58 for BacT, 48 for ACCM, and 33 for saymyname. Meanwhile, everybody on AM is in the 80s, high to mid-80s. Like, this is just so brutal. It's still hard to believe they made this game in '99. Yeah, I mean, Age of Empires is just... it's timeless. I think one of the biggest reasons that this game is timeless... well, there are 2 big reasons in my opinion. One is the gameplay. Like, it's just such great gameplay. The random map makes every game feel a little bit different. Unlike StarCraft, where, like, everything is the same exact map. Warcraft as well. And the unit interactions are so, like, complicated. There's just so much depth to the gameplay on, like, so many different map types. And then the other reason is the graphics are 2D. Like, this game is not a 3D game, it's 2D isometric. Which means that, unlike a game like Warcraft 3, this game doesn't... the graphics don't feel dated, because this is about the best a 2D graphic game can have. I wonder what their budget was? It was a pretty huge budget game for '99. Well, these knights, just to quickly return to the game, knights here from BacT are certainly doing work. But Hearttt and MBL are on the way to the Imperial Age already. So yeah, Lierrey will be losing all of his archers here. Oh man, that's a lot of ranges coming down. That is going to be 6 range crossbow production for Lierrey, and he's already in the Imperial Age. So yeah, he took a bad fight there. He lost a few too many crossbowmen, but once Imperial Age comes in and just the Arbalest train starts coming, these knights won't be able to compete. Let's see what ACCM's up to. Only on 1 TC? That's so rough. Only now getting bow saw as well. Saymyname is on about to be 3 town center, but again, he's on 44 villagers to the 100 of all of his opponents. MBL just throwing down stables left and right. Doesn't have a care in the world. He's on 4 town centers. He's on 110 villagers. Yeah, Arbalest now done. Chemistry now done. Just needs those armor upgrades and he'll be golden. BacT now getting a castle up, and he is on 3 town centers, and obviously BacT, in my opinion, the strongest player by far on Team Vietnam. He was definitely, I think, the MVP for that team in, sorry, their match versus Psy. Like, BacT played out of his mind against SY. Do you know how MGZ and MGX files work? I have absolutely no idea. I am a social studies major, not a comp sci major. Tons of knights here, though, for BacT. He has 55 knights. Such a large knight count, but Hearttt does have his own knights, and he is in the Imperial Age, but he doesn't quite have the Cavalier and plate barding armor upgrades just yet. And BacT's trying to carry his team to victory, man. Like, he's trying so hard, but there's only so much he can do. Yeah, now we have a forward castle on the way for MBL, and he's just gonna start smashing the face of saymyname here. And it looks like even with the heavy camels coming in, that's over. This game's been over forever. Yeah, BacT with the most units killed and lost, but this is where the story of this game lies. So much better economies for the AM guys compared to the VNA guys. Look at this, 122 villagers, 107, 104 versus 83, 65, 58. That should tell you everything. Yeah. Pretty much. But, you know, in a tournament match like this where, like, the game is super important, I'm not just going to quit a game early. I feel like it's not doing it justice. And this one will be from MBL's perspective. Because I just keep on clicking on the first player's name. Welcome back, everyone, to VNA versus AM in week 2 of Battle of Africa. I forgot to update the scoreboard. Whoops. Classic Ornlu, quality content production. Okay, definitely not a single hiccup right there. But yeah, welcome back to game number 3 between AM and VNA. Map is step. Honestly, AM has just been dominating games number 1 and 2. But you know what? I thought pretty much the same thing about SY versus VNA last week. I mean, Psy didn't look as dominating in games number 1 and 2 as AM has, but regardless, you know, VNA has shown that they can pull off the reverse sweep. OMG going to T90 stream because of that. Feels bad, man. Feels bad. Come on, I'm way cooler than T90. I interact with my chat way more than him. Not just because my chat is like 6 people. But regardless, let's introduce the players here. Let's see if VNA can do the comeback. Of course, I can't quite easily tell the positions, so MBL, Lierrey, okay. Hearttt, okay. So spawning here for Team AM on the left flank is Hearttt as the yellow Magyars. Pocket will be MBL as the gray Vikings. And finally, we have Lierrey as the green Chinese. Their opponents down 2 games. Gotta, you know, keep the their spirits up for Team VNA. They gotta pull that reverse sweep off. Do you guys have time? We'll have fun. You can listen to my dulcet tones in the background. But we have saymyname as the blue Persians on the flank. BacT as the orange Burmese in the pocket. How on earth was Burmese not banned? But then we have ACCM as the purple Byzantines on the left flank. So honestly, this begs the question, if Burmese weren't banned, Malians weren't banned, and Indians weren't banned, were Aztecs banned? No, we saw Aztecs. What civ was banned? Am I, like, crazy? Like, if we're seeing Burmese, like, then, like, all of the best team game civilizations have been picked. Portuguese? Oh, yeah. You know, if you're gonna ban a civ, better be the Portuguese. Also, hello again. Sorry. But, let's talk about the civ matchups. Map is Steppe, by the way. I've introduced it before. Probably all know it at this point. You got some trees around the edges, you have the Nomad start with all the minerals around you, and a bunch of zebra on the very open middle of the map. So, Magyars for Hearttt versus Byzantines for ACCM. Battle of the 2 best trash civilizations, probably. Well, along with the Spanish, of course. I think Byzantines actually performed pretty well against the Magyars, all things considered, until post-Imp, because Paladins and heavy cav archers is just such a better late-game death ball than anything the Byzantines have to offer. But Byzantines can get the faster Imp. I don't know. I still think Magyars have the edge. Burmese for BacT versus Vikings for MBL. This is insanely favored in terms for BacT. Yeah, Vikings, like, they're all right, but they're not a great pocket civilization. You really want them out on the flank if possible. And then Burmese are just the best team game civilization by a solid amount, in my opinion. Just because they work on flank on most maps, they work in pocket on most maps. Arambai are stupidly OP and hard to counter. Elite Battle Elephants are stupidly OP in team games and difficult to counter. And, yeah, I mean, good eco bonus. Nothing not to like with the Burmese. Finally, Persians on the flank here, as well as Chinese. I'd say this matchup is relatively even, all things considered. I'd give a slight edge to the Chinese, just because they can go very comfortably into both archers and knights and camels. Persians do have a bit of a better boom, but yeah, I'd say this is a relatively close one, maybe slight edge to the Chinese here. But I think, you know, civ matchups are certainly important, and I always definitely want to talk about them, but I think the biggest thing here is just going to be the player skill level, and honestly, Vietnamese players here have not demonstrated to me that they are remotely on the same level on an individual basis compared to the 3 AM players. The only person, in my opinion, who has come close to their skill level in like a 1v1 sense is BacT, who's obviously a tyrant and, you know, been a very strong player for a long time. But yeah, everyone else on Vietnam who's been playing, whether it's ACCM, saymyname, or Cool, they've all been honestly kind of crumbling to AM. But let's see what the strategies are here. We do have... Whoa, hold on. Hearttt just does not care. He's just gathering from a zebra right in front of ACCM's base without a single care in the world. Looks like it's probably going to be trash coming out from ACCM. Trash obviously much cheaper as the Byzantines. It's all good stuff. Scouts coming out for him as well. Normal Magyars stuff. double range coming out from MBL as the Vikings. Very far forward are these two ranges, interestingly enough, but that's definitely what you would expect, and I assume double range for Lierrey as well. So yeah, definitely everything would be standard as standard can be for AM. Meanwhile, scouts for coming out for saymyname, the Persians player. Nothing to be shocked about there. Here's a first sort of interesting bit of divergence. We have a fast castle coming in from BacT, probably thinking, okay, I need to make something happen, or my team's just going to get swept by AM. So he's going for a definitely bold and greedy strategy. We'll see if he could make it work. And then ACCM going for that trash, as I said. Actually, no. Is he just going for archers? So it looks like he's going for archers for the time being. Maybe mix in some skirmishers. He only has 2 on gold, is why I thought he would be going for more skirmishers. But regardless, everything I'd say is pretty standard, pretty normal, pretty orthodox, except for BacT's crazy, mad, fast castle. Also, starting to gather stone, interestingly enough. This definitely screams to me, I am BacT, and I want to make Harambai because I hear they're very OP. Also, hey Aiden, welcome to the stream. Or, welcome back. Yeah, we are currently on game number 3 between AM and VNA. AM definitely bopping VNA games 1 and 2. But we'll see if VNA can make the reverse sweep happen 2 weeks in a row. Also, I cast the Tyrant versus Finland series earlier for BoA. That was a fantastic series, and all of these will go up on YouTube in the next couple days or so. So if anyone missed any parts of that and want to like catch up on something you might have missed, that will be available for you within the next couple days or so. Some scouts running around for saymyname. Everyone, it seems to have gone for a defensive tower. That seems to be the norm on this map. Just because everything is so open and exposed, it's pretty much impossible to wall, so you just go for the defensive towers. You have all that stone right next to your TC anyway. It's not really that much of a commitment. You don't have to invest in, like, a mining camp or anything. Well, get a mining camp in general, but not one for the stone as well. But I mean, we do have fletching in for ACCM. And where's Hearttt? Hearttt doesn't have anything nearby. This could be a bit of a pickle here for Hearttt at this moment. But yeah, here's Heartt's army. He has scouts all up in the grill of saymyname. But oh no, there isn't a wall here. Oh no. There's going to be a lot of dead villagers. Possibly. Maybe. Nope, actually Hearttt going to retreat, interestingly enough. Honestly, if I'm Hearttt, I just start whacking away at this tower. No reason not to. The scouts from saymyname are all the way over here. Though, to be fair, saymyname does have a reasonable amount of scouts. He has 6. I guess Hearttt has 8. So, Hearttt with the better advantage there. MBL coming in with some archers here. Looks like ACCM will be walled off as much as he needs to be. Actually, coming in with some archers as well. Going to be getting at least 1 villager, 2 villagers down for Hearttt. Always just a nice pickup at this point. Though I'm not sure if MBL will be able to get much done on this side. No! Not the horse! The horse is innocent! Hearttt coming in with some scouts as well. We have the interesting backwards L wall from ACCM. Clearly a Waluigi fan. Got the purple too. Definitely a Waluigi fan. Ooh, nice pick there, though, from Hearttt. This is definitely a sort of exposed farm. And definitely, like, the way this map works, since you build your TC around all of your mineral resources, that makes your mining income quite safe, but on the other hand, it makes your farming eco comparatively exposed. Ooh, what is this? Why are all these villagers out by themselves? That's so reckless from ACCM. He's trying to come in with 2 spearmen, but there are so many scouts here. He's going to lose at least 3 villagers. Unless Hearttt doesn't pay any attention. He's only lost 1 villager in that and got 3 scout kills. That is so lucky there for ACCM. He could have been way worse for him. But now, of course, BacT is going to be the first of the Castle Age by about 1.5 miles. And, yeah, he has the Arambai on the map. One's just going to get surrounded instantly and killed. That's a little sloppy. When you have only 1 castle worth of production, you really do have to keep every single Arambai alive. And to be fair, the scouts will just be able to run away from them. See, saymyname is only on the 1 town center. But he's on 36 villagers. Just, why is he so slow to the Castle Age? I feel like he should have clicked up by now. MBL's clicking up. Vikings, of course, having a very solid farming eco due to their great free wheelbarrow bonus. Looks like some nice scouts getting in some work here from saymyname, getting some kills on some archers and skirmishers. Though the archers here in the back for MBL will kill only 1 scout. Hearttt clicking up as well, and honestly, things are getting a little late to, or rather for the VNA players. Saymyname now just clicking up, but we will see MBL and Hearttt in the Castle Age before the flanks of Team VNA. However, the Arambai count is increasing, and Arambai are scary, man. They even have 1 pierce armor naturally. I feel like Arambai shouldn't have any armor, like, at all. I feel like that definitely supports their, like, I feel like their design role of, like, being a high-power, inaccurate glass cannon. Because, you know, when you compare the Arambai to the Conquistador, they're such similar units in, like, the role they fulfill in-game. But Conquistadors definitely feel like a tanky, heavy cavalry archer unit. Whereas Arambai feel like they're more of the glass cannon, with a more damage but much less sustainability. So yeah, I don't know why Arambai have armor. Looks like MBL's just chilling at home, pretty much safe. He's about to hit castle. Lierrey as well. Things are a little calm at the moment. Tower, will it get up in time? Just a bit of miss micro there for ACCM. He totally could have prevented that tower from coming up. That's honestly kind of sloppy. He could have gotten more villager kills for sure. Double knight production coming in for Hearttt. Definitely nothing out of the ordinary as far as that goes. Crossbowman for MBL. Again, nothing out of the ordinary. 1 TC for him, though. We'll be going for the Fast University to get ballistics, as that is probably the best counter for most civilizations against Arambai at this point. Lierrey, for his part, let's see what he's going to be up to in about now. Let's check to his POV. Bodkin and crossbow coming out right away. And a university. Okay, so he will be going for, oh, actually a town center and a university, so a bit more of a greedy play than MBL, as MBL does not have the 2nd TC on the way quite yet. And as for Hearttt, likely going to be throwing out a 2nd TC right about now. There's still a horse alive. Heartt's just chilling here with his horse. Horsey horse horse. Saymyname in the Castle Age as well, getting Town Center number 2 and Town Center number 3 on the way. And, you know, Persians, obviously one of the strongest booms of any civilization in the game. If Granis, if you're not in the middle of geo-guessing, I would ask you, how has the boom simulator been going? Have you managed to test it yet? For the uninitiated, We were discussing on a couple streams ago who had the strongest boom. And, you know, there's obviously consensus among, like, the top civilizations, Indians, Persians, Aztecs, Vikings. All of these civilizations definitely having the best booms, so to say. But, which one has the best one? I don't know. So Grannis said he'd make a simulator. But he's probably just playing GeoGuessr like a fool. Persian Knights coming in. Persian Knights obviously having that +2 attack inherently versus archer units. Pretty nice to have for your Knights. Will certainly help as they already have the +2 armor and bloodlines. And actually going to start whacking away at this tower, and it doesn't seem like Lierrey has much. Wait, Lierrey has 33 military. Where are they? I'm lost. That's MBL's army. MBL getting another TC. That will only be his second TC, so definitely not quick to get 3 TCs. Hearttt now getting his third, and I'd say the most orthodox of all possible builds. Ah, here we are. Here are the crossbowmen from Lierrey. Another castle is going to be denied from BacT in the time being. Try between orange and blue? Yeah. I got you, Aiden, thanks. Yeah, this is a ton of crossbowmen here for Lierrey, but it looks like the sandwich might be real, as here comes the crossbowman of ACCM. A little sloppy from saymyname, losing some knights unnecessarily. Also a Rambai in the back, now having bloodlines and +1 armor. But I do feel like Lierrey is being a little overeager here. It's now about to be a 1v3 sandwich. Obviously Lierrey probably having the best micro in the world. Obviously up there with the Viper. But yeah, that's just going to be a massacre of crossbowmen. Honestly, way too overeager from Lierrey, who's at 18 kills and 44 deaths. But regardless, still seems like a pretty solid position for AM, all things considered. Obviously, they're still in the score lead by about 300. And, oh wow, missed this bit here. Looks like ACCM's been losing a ton of villagers. Fully upgraded Castle Age Knights here for Hearttt. I believe they even have husbandry, it looks like they do. And honestly, you can just start working at the TC of ACCM at this point. Pinging here, the horse. This poor horse, he's like, I want to be with the knights, but I don't have a rider. No! Horse! Horse, no! Why? Don't give up on life! You still could get a rider! No! This poor horse will fall to the cruel arrows of ACCM's watchtower. I'm so sad. But now it looks like we have a meetup of all 3 armies, again, of Team Vietnam, and the 2 armies of Hearttt and MBL. Lierrey's army is a little on the small side at this point, since he lost so many. But MBL has 43 crossbowmen? That's such a large amount. Getting a 3rd town center finally as well. And he's also getting a very quick Imperial Age. You know, when you're making crossbowmen in the Castle Age and you're a little slow to add your town centers, not because, like, MBL is bad, but just he's choosing to be more focused on the military production, that will give you a pretty nice food surplus pretty quickly, especially as the Vikings with their free handcart. So that's going to be a very fast Imperial Age for MBL here. And I'm not sure if Team Vietnam will have anything to do about it, or anything to deal with it. Pretty nice Mangonel hit there, though, for BacT. But that's going to be a dead Mangonel. Like, 3 crossbowmen isn't really worth 1 Mangonel. Looks like a big engagement is about to take place. Knights versus archers. Knights, archers, and a Rambai versus double archers and knights. Looks like Vietnam is a little scared to take this fight right now, but going to be hemorrhaging a few units in the retreating process. But, yep, here comes Lierrey as well. No, Zebra! Why kill that poor zebra? I mean, these players, so cruel to innocent animals. Like, it's one thing to hunt a zebra for food, but just shoot it full of arrows? Cruel. But Imperial Age almost out here for MBL. Taking a quick check of the villager counts. We do actually have BacT and saymyname having the highest villager counts in the game, but ACCM is so far behind in terms of villagers, just really getting punished by ACCM throughout this game. Although he is on 3 town centers, will eventually catch up. And, you know, even though the AM players don't have the as good economy as either BacT or saymyname, 1, MBL's in the Imperial Age, and 2, all 3 of them are at least in like the 70s or 80s. Even if 2 of the VNA players are about to hit 100. 2 siege workshops coming forward for MBL, likely going for the El Clasico, as you would say, composition of the Vikings of Arbalest plus Siege Ram. That Mangonel's not going to do anything. That one probably won't either. Lierrey, going to be the second player to click up, and now we have the Chuko new machine about to start running. Larry is on 3. Yeah, 3 town centers for him. After a bit of a bloopsy in terms of unit, I'd say like overall strategy. Got it. Sorry, Aiden. I'm sorry. I suck at casting. You tried talking and casting Age of Empires for 6 hours straight. But Arbalest will mop up all of these crossbowmen. I don't know what ACCM's doing here. He's probably panicking about all of these knights from Hearttt running into his base. And he's just going to lose more and more. And ACCM is just getting increasingly removed from the game. Lierrey's even coming in with some crossbowmen of his own. Fortunately, these are not Teuton town centers, not able to garrison all those villagers, and oh, this is just brutal. This is just straight up brutal. So many dead villagers, 40 kills, 85 deaths for ACCM. He's down to 41 villagers. That's less than half of any of his opponents. And now Captram is out for MBL. Will be getting Siege Ram likely in the near future. Saymyname, honestly, probably should have been up to the Imperial Age faster. Yeah, he's at a decent 3-town center boom. He's at 104 villagers, the most in the game. But he's about to be out-teched pretty hard by a bunch of elite Chuko new. Not with the elite upgrade yet. Still working on that for Lierrey. But definitely with a tech advantage in general, I would say. Though, of course, Persians do have that +2 attack versus archers, so I guess they're better than most civilizations' paladins. In fact, probably better than every civilization's paladins at dealing with archers. Except maybe the Franks, I don't know. Which is better, the extra 12 HP or the extra 2 attack. But here they come! But the Siege Ram push is inbound. There's the tech for Siege Ram. BacT not quite up to the Imperial Age yet. He went for a 4-town center boom. 5-town center boom, very greedy, but he just doesn't have the army right now. He has 39 military to MBL's 68. He's definitely going to be relying on saymyname to support him, but saymyname just now getting the Imperial Age. The timing is a little bit off for Team Vietnam, unfortunately for them, and I was saying that saymyname needed to hit the Imperial Age a bit faster, and what would you rather have, like 5 less knights, but having them be cavaliers with +4 defense, or would you rather, you know, take this engagement right now? Like, I think you would almost certainly prefer having the cavaliers at this point. Hearttt now in the Imperial Age himself, on 3 town centers, at least. He might, 4 town centers even. 117 villagers, most in the game, poor Hearttt. Ton of stables coming in. He's just gonna swarm poor ACCM, who's like, I want to play Age of Empires. But yeah, Siege Rams trashing the castles for BacT, and that means no more Arambai production. Onager trying to come in for BacT, but it feels like way too little, way too late. Saymyname's definitely going to be trying here. He does again have a solid boom going on, but now the Chuko new push is beginning for Lierrey here. Does have the elite upgrade, does have all the attack upgrades, only missing the, what attack is it? Rocketry. He's just missing rocketry and last armor upgrade, but this is a lot of Cavalier for Say My Name. Like, that's a lot of Cavalier, and they're Persian Cavalier. These Chukanu are gonna die horribly. Like, Chukanu are good, but not when outnumbered, like, 5 to 1. However, they will be able to retreat into the castle at the very least, and elite Chukanu do produce quite quickly. Paladin is on the way for Say My Name, as well as Hearttt, but I just don't think it will be enough to save his teammates, who are just both dying hard. Like, honestly, if this was a 1v1, Say My Name would have, like, easily defeated Lierrey. But this is a 3v3, and together MBL and Hearttt have just destroyed ACCM and BacT. ACCM with the defensive castle, and he is on the way to the Imperial Age, but Hearttt already has 2 castles, he can already start Treb production, already is about to have fully upgraded Paladins. And wow, it looks like the Cavalier are having to fall back for saymyname. I mean, he has to help out his teammates. Cavaliers are coming in, as well as the elite Arambai. Well, halfway to elite Arambai. And of course, these Cavalier will perform quite well against the Arbalests. Again, having that +2 attack and just having a ton of armor. Paladin going to be quite helpful in that as well, to say the least. But I think it's just a matter of inevitability at this point. It's essentially a 1.5 v3. And saymyname is just not going to be able to carry his teammates here. Yes, he has the most population. Yes, he essentially has the largest military, but he can't win a 3v1. Because, well, BacT doesn't have much of an army, to be honest. Lost so many villagers in that engagement, about 35. So just going to rely on the power of the Paladin. Here come the Chukonus, working away at these town centers. Of course, Persian TCs do have double the HP, so a bit more time can be spared in that. Paladin about to come in. Another castle, and Lierrey is just leapfrogging these castles with ease. And there is going to be a point when the Chukonu just hit sufficient number to just massacre everything with good defensive positioning. And here come the Arbalests for MBL here. Lierrey coming in with some, trying to come in with some slam gates here. Though, to be fair... Oh, wow, look at this positioning for for Lierrey. This is such good positioning, wow. Building these gates, getting these Chukonu right in between so these Paladins have no surface area to attack. Oh, man. I mean, yeah, these Paladins are going to do quite well, but again, it's just not enough. Look at this. Hearttt has Paladins all up in the base of ACCM. He's just going to be defeated at this point. And that's just going to be GG. I think a really nice attempt here from saymyname, but just not enough, unfortunately. Maybe. saymyname probably just trying to say, I'm gonna get top score. Gotta get top score before I resign. Gotta kill all these Arbalests and get that score high. Yeah, saymyname gonna call the GG there. Resign while you have top score. You know, quit while you're ahead, so to say. But that will be it. 3-0 sweep, AM to VNA. Dominating game. Actually, wow. saymyname ended at exactly 10,000 score. That is just beautiful. Beautiful. But regardless, I think there was some individual, like, good play coming out from Team VNA at certain points in the series. I think saymyname played quite well this game. I think BacT played quite well last game, but it's just a matter, it's a 3v3, and, you know, you have, at their best, either saymyname or BacT keeping up with Lierrey, Hearttt, or MBL, but like when it's essentially just like a 3v1 depending on the game, like you just can't win. Yeah, that's gonna be it.